Back at it again today on the truck. So I've got the truck pulled in here, as you guys saw. The chrome windshield tint is just awesome. It's like driving around with sunglasses on. You don't even need your glasses on in the truck anymore. I actually ordered a cheap little pressure washer off of Amazon. It's a little guy back here, boop. So after it was on sale and everything, I got it for just under 150 bucks. It's 4 gallons a minute. It's fully electric. It did its thing. So what I've been doing is I've been working on taking the old paint and everything off of the axles and underneath the bottom, the undercarriage of the truck. I did the engine bay last night. I didn't degrease it or anything, but I just pressure washed a lot of the grease and a lot of the hoses and stuff, kind of cleaned everything up real well. And I also worked on that bottom axle on the front. That front axle has some thick white paint, just keeps flaking off of there. I've got the aircraft paint remover, and I also have the wire brushes down here, as you guys can see. So I've got the earplugs in. We're gonna go ahead and try to just knock out as much of this front axle as possible, if I could talk. So I really want to get this whole front axle nice and cleaned up. That way we can have a nice fresh coat of paint on there. I'm going to go with the satin black, give it that nice factory finish. I also did buy some replacement paint for the drag link and the track bar. It's the same, I think it's the same color that they used on it originally, but if not, it doesn't matter. I'm gonna strip all the paint off of it down to bare metal, and then we'll get a nice fresh coat on there. I'm super stoked on how that whole process is gonna turn out, because the underneath side of this truck is just so clean. Given the fact that it lived up in Connecticut for 15, 16 years of its life, and then it came back to Florida, and the fact that it has literally no rust on it whatsoever is amazing. I'll go into more depth with you guys whenever I get on my back and I get underneath there. So let's go ahead and jump to it and see how good we can get this thing to look out. All right, so after a while of doing that, I got a pile of flakes and everything coming off of there. I ended up using a flathead screwdriver, and a lot of it's just flaking off. So I don't think they did a lot of prep whenever they initially did it. So you can see there with the bar, and then right around in here. So got the old trusty aircraft remover, the paint remover. So this stuff is extra strength, removes paint, acrylic, lacquer, epoxy, polyurethane, and more. All right, so got everything coated. You can kind of see I did the whole axle. You can see it's dripping down here. Did the whole axle, did the buckets, did the edge. So now we just wait, and then we pressure wash it off and see how much it came out. so we got that done. It's not perfect. It still has a few spots that we're going to be hitting with the wire wheel before we actually get ready to prep it to paint it. But I'd say a good solid 90% of that stuff is off there. So I don't know if you can see this. This is the paint here. So whatever that stuff was, they definitely didn't prep it before they put it on there, just like pretty much everything else in this truck. So at least it came off fairly decent. Definitely a lot faster than doing it with the wire wheel. I would have been there all day. It would give me a better finish, but I've got some sandpaper and stuff that I'm gonna really kind of sand down and really clean up that axle nice. That way it has a nice clean satin black finish on it. It's gonna look really nice. It's gonna look very fresh, and I'm super excited about it. So the pressure washer is working out great. No complaints from it. For less than 150 bucks, I really can't complain. So, okay, here's the after. See if we can. So I still got to get the back side of that. So look all down in here. Much better. All exposed. Definitely needs finished up a little bit, but like I said, most of it's off of there. As you guys can tell by the opening sequence here, we got the good old faithful U.S. General Harbor Freight tool cart. So I did get the 5-drawer one. I didn't want to get the big tall 8-drawer $600 thing. I just don't see the need in spending that much money on a tool cart that's just gonna putz around in my shop. I did want to get this one though, just because it did have the extra space. And I also got the side table for it because I do need more of a workspace. And the good thing with this is that it'll be on the wheels, so I'll be able to, you know, kind of push it around, whatever I need to do, and it'll free up some of the space on my shelves. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and get this thing put together. All right, man, that was a bit of a hassle. Let me go ahead and pause this MMA talk thing here. Anyways, wow. So let me go ahead and tell you, the directions are a little vague. Not that they need to be very good, but I ended up mounting this bottom shelf here. I ended up having this upside down. So when my girlfriend and I went to put the box into the cart, everything was misaligned. So I had to redo everything that I did, but that's okay. I wasn't really paying attention. I had the TV going on in the back, so it is what it is. I guess that's just part of it. The small black toolboxes that were on the truck originally, if you guys go back, even the original big black toolbox, I sold all of those. So I sold the big black toolbox a while back. I sold it for 125 bucks, and that's when I bought that box for 100 bucks. So in the positive of 25 bucks on that. And then the two small boxes, I just sold those for 100 bucks, 100 bucks for the pair. And they weren't any super high quality boxes or anything. They were airtight. They had nice gasket in there, nice weather stripping, but I mean, 100 bucks. So 225 and 100 bucks on that one right there. So I'm in the positive, 125 bucks just on the toolboxes alone. I also sold those two big speakers. If you guys go back in the original video of when I first brought the truck home, you guys will see those two big, I think they were 10-inch speakers, something like that. They were big. So anyways, I went ahead and put those up, and I sold those for 100 bucks as well. What else did I have? Gosh, I feel like there's something else, but I can't think of it right now. But yeah, anything that I wasn't using for the truck, I just went ahead and put it up on Marketplace to get rid of it. And I think all in all, you know, I must have made around 350, 400 bucks on just the stuff that I didn't need for the truck that I have sold for the truck. So super stoked about that. Anytime you guys are doing a project like this, it's super useful to be able to repurpose those things. If you're going to use it for the next project, or if you just, you know, if it's going to be sitting around, that's money that you can put back into the truck. So technically, the tinting and everything came out to be free, because the tinting was just under $250, and then the way that I sold the speakers and the boxes and everything, I think I came out in the positive on all of that. So the tint and the toolbox as well is all inclusive in those little things that we didn't need. So that's super exciting. Anyways, the toolbox came out great. Super stoked about it. You guys can see, got the little tray on there. I did buy this table, so this table is an extra 25 bucks. Not a huge deal, but I needed this. I needed this so I can, you know, so I have more workspace. As you guys know, I'm dealing with the little blue table. I don't know if you guys have caught it in the background of my videos or not, but let me show you. So this is my tool section here. So I literally have my tools just sitting on shelves. That little wood filing cabinet is something I found in an alley months and months ago at my old place. And this is my workbench. So that's an old blue table that I had at my old Airbnb. And once we moved out of there, once we got rid of that house, I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna just throw that table away. I think I could use it. So I've got it on cinder blocks, you guys can see. So you do what you gotta do. I even mounted my little box right there too. So hey, you got to use what you have. There's no sense in balling out and buying all kinds of extra stuff. I'm a big proponent of buying stuff as you need it. So anyways, that's kind of my thoughts on that. But the box came out great. I've been looking all over Facebook Marketplace, OfferUp, Craigslist. I've been looking for some toolboxes. I wanted something that was going to be a little bit bigger, but man, everybody wants $800-900 for a toolbox. And for me, I know my opinion on those things is not the same as like a real mechanic. I'm a shade tree mechanic, so that for all of you guys that don't know, that's just someone who works on their own vehicles and stuff like that in the garage or under the shade of a tree. But I just don't see the need in spending $500, $600, $700, $800 or $1,000 on a toolbox. It's just going to sit there. I don't have, you know, any purpose for it to, like, it doesn't need to lock. It doesn't need to, you know, be pretty or anything. So 260 bucks for this toolbox right here is not bad. Plus the table, 25. I think I walked out of there around 311 bucks. I got a couple of other small things, but nothing to do with the box. So it worked out great. I was able to get the color that I wanted. All the ones that I saw that were for sale, that were used, or, you know, the drawers are a little bent or they're cockeyed, and a lot of them have rust, and, you know, there's just no need in it. And I don't really care about brand names. I don't really need it to say Snap-on or Matco or anything. So anyways, all in all, I'm super stoked about the toolbox. It worked out great. And my favorite part is coming up, is we actually get to organize the toolbox and put all the stuff in there. So let's go ahead and do that. All right, success. So that was a long battle. It was very tedious. You guys saw that I had to cut down the toolbox. I had a toolbox kit. It was a plastic kit, had like 3 different layers in it. They all have the socket sizes and everything, and I don't want to buy something that I already have, right? So like we said earlier in the video, we like to use what we can. So this is it right here. It looks great. You know, I've got all the screwdrivers there in the top. If you guys didn't know, it comes with different size holes. So these sizes down here are smaller, and then these back here are bigger. These are my super long screwdrivers here. The basket here holding all the angle grinder stuff, cutoff wheels, wire brushes, anything like that. Perfect spot for that. And my tape measure is clipped on there with its little clip. This thing works out great. Boom. The shocks are great. I feel like this thing is overall very good value for the money that you spend on it. I got my pliers and everything here. These holes are replicated over there. And I got my magnetic tray here. Got my impact. And I try to leave this space as open as possible just to be a catch-all for everything. Oop, there's my toothpick. And so I got my tray table here. Like I said, this is 25 bucks. Folds down like that. And it just has a little pop up there. It can't really hold any crazy weight, but it's a very good catch-all tray. While you're working on stuff, whatever. These do have little locks on the doors, which is great. So you just have the little tab under there and just pull that to the side. In here, we got our tape, our JB Welds, epoxy glues, thread lock, lighters, Sharpies, zip ties, flashlight, this little whatever, just little tinkering stuff. The one below that, we've got bolts, nuts. Underneath that, the shrink for the connections, some more connectors, and eventually I want to turn this into my catch-all tray. I think everybody should have a bolts bin or a bolts drawer, and that's kind of what I'm starting with here. You can see there's a random test fire bullet there. But there's all kinds of stuff in here, which is great. Can't wait to add to that. The one next to that, we got our small impact. We got our wrenches. And once again, this is another thing that holds the wrenches in their sizes, so no need to throw that away. Got our wire snips and other pliers and vice grips and stuff in there. All the stuff that we don't have here, because we have scissors, we have snips, we have different sizes needle nose, we have adjustable wrench, auto ratchet, all of our 3/8 drive, and different packs of Allen wrenches there, 1/2-inch drive. And then back there we have hose clamps, multimeter, little hammer. And underneath here, we got the angle grinder, and this is a catch-all bag. So this has all my little odds and ends, torque bits, stuff like that. We got the jack stands under there and my bag of rags. So overall, super satisfied with that. That's the rundown of the toolbox. I'm glad you guys got to enjoy that because that was very satisfying for me. I have a little bit of OCD when it comes to stuff like that. And once you have something like that and it's all set in stone, it's all organized, then really it's just about maintaining. It's kind of like working out or something. Once you get to that point, then you want to maintain it because it's a lot harder to get back there. So I don't want to have to go back into this thing and reorganize it, but who knows, in a couple of years, after this thing's accumulated a bunch of stuff, a bunch of tools, a bunch of parts, who knows, we might end up having to get another cart and just have this be the catch-all cart. I think a catch-all cart would be great because you can fill that thing with all kinds of clips and pins and springs and nuts and bolts. I'm not much of a hoarder, but I'm telling you, all you guys that have worked on stuff in the past, you guys all know how important it is to have a bolts bin. And what better of a bolts bin than a bolts cart? So anyways, I got the exhaust headers in, so check this out. Boom. Let's go ahead and jump into those, huh? So I heard a little faint hissing from the truck, from the headers, and there's bolts missing. The gaskets look pretty shot. So I got brand new gaskets. I don't know if I showed you those, but I have them over on the workbench. Brand new gaskets. This one should have came with gaskets, but anytime you buy some type of cheap headers, these were not eBay, but they might as well be. Anytime you buy headers and they come with a pack of gaskets, you always want to get a different set of gaskets just in case the gaskets aren't thick enough, because different mating surfaces, you want a thicker gasket. So let's dive into it and see what it looks like. All right, there's our gaskets. They look pretty decent. I'm not gonna hate on them. They look pretty decent. They're a little warped, but we'll compare them to the other ones in a little bit. Okay, not bad, not bad, not bad. I tell you what, I was a little skeptical when I was trying my best to look at the pictures and look at the reviews. This company doesn't have a whole lot of reviews. So what I did was I ended up going to some of the different options that they have for Jeep, stuff like that, just to see the reviews on their work overall. And I saw pretty decent reviews, so I figured I'd give them a shot. I think that I got these headers for 175 bucks shipped to my door. Now, these are the cheapest ones that I could find, but look at the welds. Not horrible. Definitely not horrible. And then on the inside of the port, I'm telling you, it's not too bad. Chrome finish. This was the only option they had. I didn't really care if they were going to be black or chrome. I guess now that I have them, I would like to try to do that blue whenever you get a heat torch and try to turn the metal blue a little bit. Then maybe we can put a high temp clear coat. That way it'll preserve the color. But first impressions, these are great. I think that it was money well spent, and I guess we'll have to see. How they go on there, but anything's better than what I have on there now. I don't know if the headers are cracked, but I do know that it's leaking because it's missing a bolt or two. We do have to extract one header bolt. I did see that. It snapped off. I think it has about a half an inch, maybe an inch worth that I can grab onto and hopefully back it out. Okay, here we go. Closer look at this header. Too bad. Don't let this right here fool you, because they're welded all the way up on the inside. So I freaked out when I first saw that too. I said, oh my God, they didn't finish. But man, I'm telling you, not bad for 175 bucks. Not bad. Whoop. When you compare it though, look at the comparison. These are specially ordered ones, and these are the ones that come with it. And then look at this. When I just went over there to grab it, look what I saw right here on the edge. Look at this. I won't even pull it out. Look at that. Delaminated. Completely separated. Completely separated. This is the one that came with the headers. Okay? I mean, could you get it to work? Yeah, you could. I wouldn't want to, but you could. And this is why we ordered these. I think these were 12 bucks. And these are solid, really good shape, better openings. And I guarantee you these are not delaminated. Also, just wanted to let you know that the headers did come with new bolts. All right, so looks like we've got 2 studs in the middle there, which is probably how it's supposed to be. And then we have the 1 stud there broken off. I'm hoping I can get it out, but we'll see. And then the other side, same thing there. So in the middle, but that second one is broken off, but it's not too bad. I think we can save that. But there's gasket material still stuck on there. You can clearly see the black where there was an exhaust leak, and this is the side where I thought I heard it too. So I know for a fact that I was right about that. Here are the other gaskets here, and you can see this is the side that made it up to the motor. And you can see it's missing chunks of material, especially on this side here. It's missing all the chunks right in there. And right here, this is the other side. This is the driver's side, so you can see there where it was burning through. And there's just chunks of material missing. Look at this right here. Horrible. Absolutely horrible. Hell yeah, dude. I was able to get this out. So this is the one that was stuck right inside there. You can see I got it out. So what I did was I tried with the vice grips and everything. I just couldn't get it. So what I did was I took one of the new nuts and put it on there, tightened it on there with the impact, and then I just put it in reverse and just was hoping and praying, and it just took the whole thing out with it. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this installed. I'm super stoked. Okay, update. So I got the wire wheel and I went ahead and cleaned the mating surface. You see that one? I didn't get that one all the way. It's kind of hard to reach in there, but I've got my hand brush here, so I'm gonna try to do that. I've also wiped it with acetone so it's nice and clean, but much better than what it was. All right, I was able to clean up that mating surface on that top corner there. So now they're nice and fresh. Everything's on there. It's nice and tight, and we'll do the other side tomorrow. Okay, so I got the passenger side done, and I have the driver's side. All the studs are pulled out. All the new studs are put in. So I've got the gasket on there, and I'm getting ready to bolt the header on there. But while I'm bolting the header on, I wanted to go ahead and paint the downpipe. So this is the pipe here. I don't know if you call it a downpipe, but that's what it's going to be called for today. So I just got done wiping it with some acetone, and we're going to go ahead and spray it. I have some high temp silver paint just to clean it up, just because it's so nasty and rusty. And since I have those nice chrome headers, I'm going to might as well go ahead and get that nice and painted silver. All right, so I got the headlight done. I also went ahead and wrapped everything up in aluminum foil. I'm not quite sure how bad it's going to be, but there's two different times that I saw. So I saw a 270 for 7 minutes or 240 for 20. So we're going to do the 240 for 20 and see how it goes. All right, got those painted. Nice and even, nice heavy coat there at the end. A couple of little pieces of debris, but It's not much I can do about it. I'm not really worried about it either. And then also, I've got the clear that we're going to be putting on there. So this is a clear that I bought to do the paint on the drag links and stuff. So that's why it says Extreme Pearl Finish. But I just wanted to see. I was going to leave it regular satin, but we'll see how it dries. And I might put a coat of this on there just to play with it, just to see how it looks. But yeah, we'll see how it comes out. All right, guys. So I got that done. That was sick. I was really just going to leave it the satin black, and then I remembered that I had that clear paint with the flake in it for the drag link and stuff. It turned out great. The flake has got like a blue mirror to it, so that's why it actually matches the windshield perfectly. It's awesome. So I don't know if you guys can see the flake in there. Oh yeah, you can see. Yeah, look at that. All that flake in there. Looks sick. I don't know if you guys can tell. Yeah, that looks really good. Glassy. Look at that. All right, still drying, but you can see, look at that. It looks really good. Came out really clean. Super stoked about that. Can't wait to put them back together. The hardest part is not touching them while they're drying. I did get one run that I can see right here, and that's in the clear. All right, so I ordered these. These are gonna be the blinkers. They should work really well. I'm getting ready to plug them up, but those are gonna go right there. I wanted to make sure that I got a nice bright light bulb, especially because I blacked out the entire light. So to have a regular incandescent, I forget how they say it, but to have a regular old school light bulb in there, it's just not going to be bright enough. That's why they have the chrome kind of shielding behind it so it can amplify the light. But I think this is going to work out great. They look sick. They have a lot of LEDs on them, so we'll go ahead and plug those up in a second. Holy cow, that thing is bright, yo. Dang, look at that. That shit is hella bright. Holy cow. Compared to this one, look at this. You see what I mean? Especially now that it's going to be a blacked out light. This one is way brighter. This is super sick. I think these bulbs right here were either 20 or 30 bucks. I can't remember. Super sick. Got that put on there. Oil. All right, got them done. Look at that. Nice and clean. You can kind of see the flake in there. Go ahead and turn the parking lights on. The running lights, I mean. Check this out. Boom. Looks super sick. The running lights look like mini halos too, which is super cool. Same thing with this side. Overall, changed the whole front end of the truck, which is nice. I was so sick and tired of that chrome.
Bye.